Hi, everybody. My name is Brendan Beaudette, and I'm with the program on the environment. The title of my presentation is called Crab Battles, Comparison of the Early Life History of Dungeness Crabs to Yellow Shore Crabs. The group I work with is PCRG, which is Pacific Northwest Crab Research Group. And to start things off, I'd just like to introduce a little bit of background and why my research is relevant. So there's been a 97% decrease in Dungeness crab populations in the South Puget Sound since 2005, and scientists are still trying to figure out why this is the case. And they're also trying to mitigate this from happening in the rest of the Puget Sound area. So what I pose is that competition with yellow shore crab adults could impact the survival of Dungeness crab juveniles. This is because Dungeness crab adults are a lot more aggressive, and as shown in the two comparative photos, they have that hard shell compared to Dungeness crab juveniles' soft shell, which makes them a little bit more viable competitors when it comes to competition for habitat and resources. Um, so it is important to understand the early life histories of these two species in order to understand their competition and coexistence. So my research aims to compare the abundance numbers and habitat use of each species in their early life histories. This then goes to the question, how do patterns of abundance numbers and habitat use differ between Dungeness crabs and yellow shore crabs on Puget Sound beaches? To answer this question, I used two methods of research. One was the light trap, and the other one was intertidal surveying. PCRG uses a light trap to collect Dungeness crab and yellow shore crab larvae. It does this through an internal light that turns on at sunset and off at sunrise. This attracts positive phototaxis animals into them, such as Dungeness crab and yellow shore crab larvae. Intertidal surveying, PCRG uses this method of research to collect Dungeness crabs and yellow shore crabs that settle in nearshore habitats. This works through excavating samples of quarter-meter samples and counting the crabs within those samples. In total, I collected 30 samples while doing intertidal surveying. And now for the results. The results for the light trap show that um, Dungeness crab larval abundance significantly decreased from the months of late July to late August, while shore crab larval abundances increased during those months. This can show that between July and August, there was a shift in spawning seasons from Dungeness crab to yellow shore crab. This can be seen through the abundance spikes on the graph. Um, Whereas prior Dungeness crab, you would have seen larger Dungeness crab spikes because it was Dungeness crab spawning season. Um, Now on for the intertidal surveying results. The main results I got from this graph in figure 3 shows that Dungeness crab abundances decreased as yellow shore crab abundances increased. This could be due to yellow shore crabs successfully colonizing more nearshore habitat than Dungeness crabs. These findings are also consistent with Visser 2004, stating that Dungeness crab juveniles tend to stay away from areas with large amounts of shore crab adults. This can be seen that when there's more than 7 shore crabs present, Dungeness crabs are just not present within the samples. And now on to the figure 4 graph. This shows the abundance of each species as cobble percent cover increases. Higher cobble percent cover equals more ideal nearshore habitat because higher densities of cobble provide more hiding spaces for crabs to hide from predators. The results from this graph show that yellow shore crab densities increased as cobble percent increased, while Dungeness crab densities stayed relatively the same as cobble percent increased. Um, it shows that yellow shore crabs successfully colonize more ideal nearshore habitat than Dungeness crabs, since they are more present within the high cobble density regions. Now on to the broader implications. Since Dungeness crabs are outcompeted both in their larval stage and uh, early benthic stage of life when they settle in nearshore habitats by yellow shore crabs, and since yellow shore crabs are more successful in colonizing more ideal nearshore habitat, competition between these two species poses a serious threat to the Dungeness crab species as a whole. However, this then goes to the next bullet point, which is saying that there is still need for nearshore habitat abundance data, especially in the early months like April through June, when it is Dungeness crab spawning season. We need more abundance data then because the abundance data could tell a completely different story since there will be more Dungeness crabs present, or there should be more Dungeness crabs present than yellow shore crabs. I would like to acknowledge and thank my site supervisor, Sean McDonald, and my faculty advisor, Julie Keister, for all their guidance throughout this process. I would also like to thank Karina Baxter, Ali Galliotto, and Taylor Welch for being excellent fellow interns. Thank you, everybody.